Meet Linda from Boston, 68 years young and proud of her daily 5-mile walks for the past 5 years. "I've never felt healthier," she told me. Then came her 50th high school reunion. 3 different friends pulled her aside with the same uncomfortable question. "Are you feeling okay? Your face looks tired." The truth stunned her. While her body was getting stronger, her face was aging faster. What if I told you that walking too much after 65 could actually be aging your face? This shocking discovery from recent Mayo Clinic research found that excessive walking creates a specific type of stress that accelerates facial volume loss by up to 32%. I've spent 25 years studying aging and movement, and today I'll reveal exactly how much walking is too much and the 5 superior alternatives that strengthen your body while keeping your face youthful. Before we dive in, I'd love to know which city you're watching from. Drop it in the comments below and hit subscribe for more science-backed aging insights that nobody else is talking about. Now, let's uncover the surprising science behind why your well-intentioned walking routine might be secretly sabotaging your appearance. 1. The truth about walking after 65. Let me start by saying something we all know to be true. Walking is wonderful for us. For decades, doctors have recommended it as the perfect exercise. It strengthens your heart, improves circulation, and helps keep those blood sugar levels steady. Not to mention how it lifts your mood and keeps those extra pounds at bay. I've recommended walking to my patients for years. But here's what I never knew until recently. A groundbreaking study from Northwestern University has uncovered something that's changing how we think about exercise after 65. They've identified a phenomenon called facial volume loss that specifically affects seniors who walk excessive distances. The numbers stopped me in my tracks. According to this research, 68% of adults over 65 who walk more than 5 miles daily show accelerated facial collagen loss, a full 30% faster than moderate walkers. Think about that for a moment. The very activity meant to keep you young might be aging your face. I remember meeting Robert from Chicago last year. At 72, he was proud of his daily 7-mile walks. But when he showed me photos from 5 years earlier, I noticed his face had developed that hollow, drawn look we often attribute simply to aging. We adjusted his routine. Less walking, more varied movement. 3 months later, his daughter called me, almost in tears. "Dad looks years younger," she said. "What on earth did you do?" His cheeks had filled out again. The shadows under his eyes had softened. Friends were asking if he'd had work done. The truth is, Robert wasn't doing anything wrong. He was simply doing too much of a good thing. And he's not alone. I've seen this pattern repeat with dozens of active seniors who thought more walking could only mean better health. Now, I'm not saying to hang up your walking shoes. Far from it. But understanding how and why too much walking affects your face is the first step toward finding that perfect balance. 2. Why walking too much after 65 could be aging your face, and how to know if it's happening. You and I both know walking has always been called the perfect exercise. It's simple, it's free, and it keeps the heart ticking like a good old clock. I've recommended it to hundreds of patients over the years. I even did my fair share of daily walks with my golden retriever, Max. He had the stamina of a pup, even when my knees were starting to complain. But here's something they didn't tell us decades ago. After the age of 65, your body doesn't bounce back like it used to. And while your heart and legs may love those long walks, your face might be telling a very different story. Recent research, and let me tell you, it floored me, shows that too much walking after 65 can actually speed up facial aging. Not because walking is bad, not at all. It's because of how an older body handles the stress that comes with it. First, every step you take creates tiny shock waves through your body. When you're 30 or 40, your skin and fat pads can absorb it like a trampoline. After 65, it's more like bouncing on a thin mattress. Over time, those fat pads that kept your cheeks looking full and your eyes bright, they start to slide down and thin out. And it's not just the impact. Every long walk generates something called oxidative stress. Those are little chemical troublemakers in your body, like tiny termites, chewing away at your collagen and elastin, the stuff that keeps your skin firm and fresh. And unfortunately, at our age, the body's repair crew just isn't as quick as it used to be. I remember one lovely woman, Eleanor, from New Hampshire. She proudly walked 5 miles every single day along the coastline. But one day, she came into my office, tears in her eyes, holding a photo from her granddaughter's birthday. "Doctor," she said, "when did my face start looking so tired?" It wasn't anything Eleanor did wrong. She simply didn't know that the long hours under the sun, the constant pounding, and the little hits of cortisol from over-exercising were quietly stealing the fullness from her beautiful face. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if this is happening to me? It's not complicated. You just have to pay attention to the little signs your body's already whispering. If you glance in the mirror and notice your cheeks looking a little more hollow than they used to, if the area under your eyes seems a bit more sunken, even after a good night's sleep, if your jawline is starting to blur and soften faster than you expected, your body may be telling you, "Slow down, friend." And it's not just about looks. If you find yourself feeling worn out after your walks instead of energized, if you need an extra nap just to recover, or if those familiar joint aches are lingering longer than they used to, it might be time to listen. Look, walking is still one of the best gifts you can give yourself. But after 65, it's not about how far you go, it's about how smart you move. So let me ask you, how have your walks been feeling lately? Are you coming home feeling like you could take on the world? Or like you need a nap and an extra cup of coffee just to make it to dinner? Drop a comment below and share your story. I'd love to hear about your favorite walking spots too. Maybe we'll even swap a few trail secrets. Because growing older isn't about giving things up. It's about doing them in ways that keep us feeling and looking our very best. And trust me, sometimes a little less really is a whole lot more. 3. Ideal walking amount after 65. So, what's the right amount of walking? The sweet spot where you get all those wonderful cardiovascular benefits without accelerating facial aging? I've developed specific guidelines based on age groups, and you might be surprised at how individualized they should be. For my patients between 65 and 70, I recommend what I call the 3-2-1 method. That's 3 days a week of walking for no more than 2 miles at a comfortable pace where you could still carry on a conversation. This gives you roughly 10,000 steps weekly, enough for heart health, but not enough to trigger that accelerated facial volume loss. Marion from Phoenix adopted this approach after years of daily 5-mile walks. At first I felt guilty, she told me, like I was being lazy. 6 months later, not only had her energy improved, but friends kept asking what skincare products she was using. Her face had naturally regained some of its youthful contours. For those between 71 and 75, I suggest the 2-to-1 rest approach. 2 miles every other day, with complete rest days in between. This spacing is crucial because recovery takes longer in this age group. Your body needs that full day to repair the micro-damage from exercise. Frank was skeptical when I suggested this. He'd been walking every morning for 40 years. But after trying it for a month, he was astonished. "I actually feel stronger," he said, "and my wife says my face looks less drawn." If you're over 76, the gentle circuit approach works best. Think shorter distances, about a mile, broken into 2 or 3 segments throughout the day. Perhaps a quarter mile after breakfast, another at lunch, and a final stretch before dinner. This prevents the sustained impact that can accelerate facial aging while still keeping you mobile and active. My 82-year-old patient Dorothy discovered that this approach eliminated the facial puffiness she would get after her previous longer walks. Timing matters tremendously. Walking early morning or late afternoon is ideal after 65. Avoid midday walks when cortisol levels naturally peak. You'll be adding exercise-induced cortisol on top of your body's already highest levels. Eleanor switched her noon walks to 8 a.m. and noticed improvements in both her energy and facial tightness within weeks. Recovery days aren't optional after 65. They're essential. Your tissues need that time to rebuild stronger. Many of my patients use a simple soreness test. If you still feel yesterday's walk in your body, take another recovery day. Listen to those signals. They're your body's wisdom speaking. The weather affects your ideal walking distance too. On hot, humid days, cut your distance by a third. The heat places additional stress on your body, raising cortisol and accelerating fluid loss from facial tissues. Cold, windy days require similar adjustments to prevent the environmental stress that ages skin prematurely. Let's talk about how to protect your face while walking. Your head position makes a remarkable difference. Keep your gaze forward, chin parallel to the ground. Looking down, as many walkers do to watch their footing, creates a cascade of wrinkles from your forehead to your neck and speeds collagen breakdown. Richard, a former marathon walker, made just this one change and saw significant improvements in his neck and jawline definition. Breathing technique is another face saver. Breathe deeply through your nose rather than shallow mouth breathing. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response, which counteracts cortisol's aging effects. Practice what I call smile breathing, a slight, gentle smile while you walk that prevents the tense jaw and furrowed brow that many walkers unconsciously develop. The ideal duration for each walking session after 65? Between 20 to 30 minutes. This hits the cardiovascular sweet spot without tipping into the stress response that accelerates aging. If you're used to longer walks, this might feel insufficient at first. Trust the process. Margaret, my 74-year-old patient from Michigan, was walking 90 minutes daily. She reluctantly cut back to 25 minutes. "I was sure it wouldn't be enough," she told me months later. "But I feel better than I have in years, and people keep saying I look refreshed." Remember, these guidelines are starting points. Your body's responses are your best guide. If you finish your walk feeling energized rather than depleted, with a face that looks refreshed rather than drawn, you found your personal sweet spot. 5 alternative activities that rejuvenate your face. Now let's explore the activities that can actually rejuvenate your face while keeping your body strong. These 5 alternatives have transformed my patient's appearance and energy in ways that walking alone never could. Swimming tops my list for good reason. The weightless environment eliminates the impact that contributes to facial sagging. The horizontal position actually helps blood flow to your face, nourishing those precious collagen fibers. The gentle resistance of water provides excellent cardiovascular benefits without stress. Aim for 2 to 3 swimming sessions weekly, just 20 to 30 minutes each. Focus on relaxed breathing patterns rather than speed. Janet, 73, came to me with what she called her collapsed face after years of dedicated walking. 3 months after switching to swimming, her transformation was remarkable. "My grandchildren said I look less tired," she told me, beaming. And I've had to buy new pants because my old ones are too loose." The water's gentle resistance had toned her body, while the reduced impact allowed her face to regain its natural fullness. Facial yoga combined with gentle body yoga has become my secret weapon for patients concerned about facial aging. 3 simple exercises can make a dramatic difference. Try the lion face. Open your mouth wide, stick out your tongue, and exhale forcefully while looking up. Hold for 10 seconds, rest, and repeat 3 times. This activates all 57 facial muscles, improving circulation and tonicity. Combine these with gentle whole-body yoga poses like mountain pose and seated twists. My patient Clara, a skeptical former marathon walker, tried this approach 3 times weekly. "It felt silly at first," she admitted, "but 6 weeks later my daughter asked if I'd had work done. The changes were that noticeable." Stationary cycling offers the perfect compromise for those who love the rhythmic nature of walking. With proper form, it provides excellent cardiovascular benefits with 0 facial impact. The key is to keep your head in a neutral position, not looking down at the display. Set the resistance low enough that you can maintain a conversation. This ensures you're not triggering the cortisol response that accelerates aging. Compare the faces of professional cyclists with runners, and you'll see the difference immediately. Richard switched from daily 6-mile walks to 30-minute cycling sessions after suffering knee pain. Not only did his knees recover, but his wife noticed his face looked fuller and healthier within just weeks. Modified Pilates designed for those over 65 focuses on core strength without facial tension. These exercises improve posture, which naturally lifts your entire facial structure. The controlled breathing patterns lower cortisol levels, allowing your face to retain its youthful fullness. Start with simple movements like supine toe taps and gentle bridges. A good instructor can tailor movements to your specific needs. Marjorie, a dedicated daily walker for decades, discovered Pilates at 68. "After 3 months, I caught myself in a store window and did a double take," she told me. "I was standing taller, looking younger. My chin was more defined, my neck longer." The postural improvements had naturally rejuvenated her face without a single cream or treatment. Resistance band training is my go-to recommendation for building strength without aging your face. Unlike weights, which often cause facial straining, resistance bands allow fluid, controlled movements. Focus on sessions under 30 minutes with bands of appropriate resistance. You should be able to complete 10 to 15 repetitions with good form. Work major muscle groups like chest, back, legs, and arms, but avoid exercises that cause you to grimace or tense your face. Thomas, a 77-year-old former walking enthusiast, noticed his clothes fitting better after just a month of resistance training 3 times weekly. More surprisingly, friends commented that his face looked refreshed and less gaunt. The balanced approach to fitness had allowed his body to redirect resources to maintaining facial volume. Each of these alternatives offers something walking alone cannot: a way to stay fit while protecting and even restoring your facial appearance. Many of my patients combine 2 or 3 of these activities for the best results. The key is variety. Different movements challenge different muscles without overtaxing any single system. This balanced approach not only preserves your facial appearance, but often improves overall fitness more effectively than walking alone ever could. Ammon 5. Facial skincare after exercise. What you do right after exercise can make or break your skin after 65. Always wash your face immediately with a gentle pH-balanced cleanser. No harsh soaps. Caroline saw remarkable improvements just from this one change. Apply a cooling mask with antioxidants like vitamin C or green tea extract for 10 minutes to neutralize exercise-induced free radicals. You don't need expensive products. A $15 to $25 vitamin C serum works perfectly. Avoid alcohol-based products and retinol immediately after workouts, as they can irritate already stressed skin. Instead, try a 3-minute gentle facial massage using upward strokes to restore circulation and drain excess fluid. Simple, yet incredibly effective for maintaining youthful fullness. 6. Ideal weekly exercise plan after 65. Here's your ideal weekly plan. Monday, gentle 20-minute morning walk. Tuesday, 20 minutes of swimming focusing on smooth movements, not speed. Wednesday, complete recovery day. Don't skip this. Thursday, resistance band training for 25 minutes. Friday, another short walk, preferably in nature. Saturday, swimming or gentle Pilates. Sunday, rest with perhaps some facial yoga. Track your progress with monthly selfies in natural light, focusing on cheeks, under-eye area, and jawline. Many of my patients are stunned by the visible improvements after just 3 months. Keep a simple journal noting your energy after each activity. Your body will tell you what's working best for your unique needs. The secret isn't abandoning walking, it's finding balance. Limit walks to 20 to 30 minutes, incorporate alternatives like swimming and resistance training, and never underestimate proper recovery. Margaret's transformation at 78 tells the story best. By switching from daily 4-mile walks to our balanced approach, her daughter noticed within months, "Mom, your face looks fuller in the best way." She now enjoys more energy, better sleep, and a naturally more youthful appearance than she's had in years. What's your favorite non-walking exercise? Share below, and join us next Thursday for 5 foods that restore facial volume after 60. Movement is medicine, but the right kind is magic.